It is not the fuel pump where the first signs of stress from the Iran war are emerging. It's the industrial sector where natural gas shortage may have the first impact. The country is facing the prospect of LNG shortages after QatarEnergy halted LNG production, invoking force majeure amid escalating tensions in the region. Qatar is one of India's most important gas suppliers, accounting for around 40% of India's LNG imports. India's gas ecosystem is already being forced to adjust. Major LNG importer Petronet LNG and city gas distributor Gujarat Gas have issued force majeure notices warning their customers that they may be forced to stop supplies if LNG shipments dry up. State-run GAIL is also evaluating whether it needs to cut supplies to downstream companies if LNG cargo availability tightens further. That decision could affect sectors ranging from fertiliser plants to city gas networks and even domestic consumption in kitchens if the crisis drags on. The shock from Qatar's LNG halt is ripping across Asia. Pakistan is feeling the squeeze particularly sharply. There are already reports of Pakistan rationing the fuel and gas supplies and asking people to work from home. Pakistan depends on Qatar for about 80% of its LNG imports, and a pause could be devastating for its economy. Bangladesh sources nearly 60% of its needs from Qatar. Even industrial superpower China relies on Qatar for and around 30% of its LNG needs. Even as gas markets tighten, crude oil prices are also reacting to the geopolitical tension. Brent crude has been on a roller coaster, first falling to $80.5 overnight after news of Iran-US talks, then climbing to $84 when the reports petered out, and then again falling to $82 on renewed reports of talks. For India, rising global oil prices translate directly into higher import costs. The Indian crude basket, the benchmark price India pays for its oil imports, has already jumped sharply, from about $63 a barrel in January to nearly $83 today. At the heart of the crisis is the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important oil shipping routes. For India, the dependence is stark. Nearly 50% of India's oil imports pass through this narrow passage. Any disruption here could affect crude supplies to some of India's largest refineries. And there are early signs India may already be adjusting. According to Bloomberg, 3 oil tankers carrying about 2.1 million barrels of Russian crude originally headed to East Asia have now turned towards India. One tanker is already docked at Paradip. The second is headed towards Vadinar. A third is expected to arrive soon on the west coast. The diversion is fueling speculation that India could be securing additional Russian crude to offset potential disruptions from the Gulf. But what is clear is that the LNG shortages to rising oil prices. The Iran crisis is already reshaping Asia's energy landscape. For India, the challenge now is to manage tightening gas supplies, contain the impact of rising crude prices, and secure enough fuel to keep the economy running. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.